With the most Bell, as always. Welcome back. So we are going to start cracking into some reviews from my binge watch extravaganza 2018. And first one up is Amusement. I know one of you guys was asking me to do a review on this. Let me consult real quick on who was. I'm sorry. I know one of you guys was asking me to do this. Hang on. Late night viewing. That's who it was. Okay, yes, I thought so. I wasn't quite sure. So yes, late night viewing. This is for you. So as I kind of said in my what I watched so far for the month, or I should say for my binge fest, I thought I had not seen this yet, but as I started watching it, I quickly realized I have seen this once before. So I guess in a way, maybe it's a little forgettable, but knowing me, probably when I first popped this in, whatever it was, I can't even remember when I watched this the first time, but probably within the last year. I can guarantee you I was probably doing a million other things. Peanut was probably bugging me every 5 minutes for a walk, so it probably just was one of those things where I threw it in, but I kept getting disrupted in watching it. But yeah, no, this movie actually, it's not really terrible, but it's not really anything to write home about. I mean, it's a little kind of all over the place. We kind of have to really pay attention with this one. Decent little sort of I don't want to say necessarily slasher, but it's almost a slasher-esque type of movie meets sort of a little bit of Saw. I got a little bit of, just a slight Saw vibe from it. Also a little bit of a vibe of Jeepers Creepers. Nothing totally in your face or anything, but just, it's one of those movies where you get kind of other vibes, other influenced vibes in this movie. Basically, this girl is kind of, was attacked and everything by this weirdo, who we find out, spoiler alert, that it is actually, from someone that she knew when she was growing up in school, who was a little, this kid back then was a little disturbed and everything. They all made these little, scenic boxes where you look in and you see whatever they made. His was, one where he took a rat, he kind of tied it up, and literally, sort of opened up its rib cage and everything, and the rat's still kind of alive, so kind of, torturing it. So, it's one of those things, where this kid already was sort of disturbed, and I guess backstory is that this kid, this disturbed one, was sort of picked on by this other group of kids. He ended up going away to get help and stuff. These kids kind of forgot about him, but of course, he's got some, revenge. He's still got all this, sort of, torment and bullying still fresh in his mind, and kind of has always held a grudge against these kids. So he kind of comes back, starts sort of taking these kids down and everything as, like I said, revenge. I think there's better sort of revenge type movies, such as Prom Night, which I will do a review on that and get that up for you guys later this week. But I mean, honestly, it's kind of more one of those run-of-the-mill type of stories, revenge stories. Not, like I said, it's not terrible. It's not gonna, it's certainly not gonna make either of my top 10 type of list, top 10 best movies I've ever seen or top 10 worst movies I've ever seen. It's just kind of there. This really is not something that is going to be for everyone. I would not recommend this to everyone. I'm thinking right now, Jen and Christian and Sarah, even I think Steven over at the Horror Freak, if they watch this, they would probably be yeah, that was kind of stupid. But I mean, I kind of had fun with it. I may watch this, hopefully watch it and remember it again. Every so often, maybe once in a while around Halloween or something. But it's an okay movie. It is. I see why certain people really do like this movie, and I know some of you guys on Instagram were kind of saying like you do really love this movie. Actually, I think late night viewing. I think you had mentioned that you really enjoy this movie. I see why. I do see why. It's fun, and that's the thing why I wanted to kind of like talk about this movie because it is one of those movies that I feel a lot of people are gonna see, or it's kind of forgettable. Like kind of happened with me where you see it, you kind of forget about it, but I do see this movie kind of having an effect, kind of, being a little special nugget for a couple of you guys, little special gem and everything. So yeah, I mean, I give it a little bit of credit, I feel like this would typically be one of those movies for me that should really be much more exciting for me. It holds a little more of a special place in my heart. It kind of doesn't, but I give it some credit. I like it. So I mean, if, for any of you guys who have not or who have seen this, let me know what you think of it. Like I said, I wasn't like overly wowed by it, but it was, what, it's worth a watch. For me, for someone like me, it's worth a watch, especially, down the road, one night, kind of want something a little bit different, one that I do not always watch. Totally am up for giving this one another chance, and I feel like this one too, that's the other thing, I feel like this is one of those movies for me where it's like, I kind of like just enough, but I'm gonna have to watch it a few more times for it to really grow on me and fully be appreciated by me. So, but yeah, I'm glad that I did actually pop this in part of my binge, so definitely worth it. So thank you, Amusement. I don't know if this would be one of my like token regulars that makes it in every year, but I could see this kind of every couple of years making it into the binge. So but yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts, you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments if you have seen it. But till next time, you guys, as always, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.